This podcast is supported in part by our patrons. If you feel you get some value from our shows, please consider giving some value back at patreon.com/Psychon. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Retrograde Podcast, episode number 66, where today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Joining me on my quest of animal cruelty is the man who the police refer to as a slowpoke, it's Anthony Hovday.
Hello.
The lady who likes to take a Pikachu in the shower. I said that so wrong. It's Lysanne Fisher.
Hello.
And the man who always leaves me hardened, Marc Toole.
Hiya. Hi.
And I'm the man who's constantly tripping Pokeballs, Jan Marshall.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Woo. Back once again, the Retrograde Masters. So James isn't here once again because I can't remember what the reason was. Oh, was it exams? Fair enough. Music exams, which to the rest of us is not an exam, but to him it is.
It's not a real exam, is it?
Just sits there and plays chopsticks. We've got Marc.
I'm sure it's much harder than
Got Marc on the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Marc.
Hi.
What's up, Marc?
Yeah,
What's new?
Right. Yeah, what's popping? I don't know. I didn't come for the last one, but I was here for one before. Hasn't been much of a gap.
We've got a terrible track record on this show.
Of what?
Of attendance.
The spreadsheet was wrong, and none of us
been very
noticed it was
Don't
too late,
mock
and we all
the
made
spreadsheet.
plans.
All that matters is a track record of providing excellent shows, which we haven't got a track record of that either, but we try.
Jack,
Have you ever been away?
No, I can't, because I'm the only one who
can.
can work the microphones.
Oh, without you, Magic. He holds all the microphones.
There was one episode
glue.
where I didn't turn up and they just didn't record anything. They just sat around in a pub and just sat there. So
We
it
still
didn't work
recorded
very
it,
well.
it just wasn't recorded. We still saying the words.
Yeah.
Just only the people in the pub.
If I left
Still
it-
had the conversation.
If I left it to these guys, they'd just put an iPhone on the table and press record on it and then just do the whole episode.
Oh, we better sound quality than this.
Oh, how dare you.
It
no,
would
it
not.
wouldn't. It really would not.
I'll edit that out.
It really wouldn't.
What was I going to say? So it's Christmas. Everyone excited?
What?
Well, it's not
Wait.
Christmas.
Is it actually?
Fans of the
I
show,
hadn't noticed.
I could probably say this, but fans of the show would be pleased to know that the classic Retrograde quiz will be back for Christmas. Another chance to win the golden controller.
Wait, are you going to do another one for realsies?
Well, James has got it. No, James has got it. He's bringing it back. He's not going to get another
He
one.
won't bring it
Yeah,
back.
he's not gonna bring it.
He's
Of
not
course he
going to.
will.
No,
There's
you're
no
going to have
way.
to make another
Well, I'm going to
one.
go to his house and go, give me the trophy. Give me the trophy. That's how it works.
You're going to have to make another one.
It's not like an
He
Oscar.
threw that away a day after you gave it to
I'm
him.
not doing it again because last time, when I sprayed that, I was dizzy for about 4 hours.
It should open windows and not inhale.
Nah, it was fun my way. More fun. Me and Marc do this thing at Christmas, which we might as well share. Where every year we buy each other the worst game we can find.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, and this year I've outdone myself. Tune in January, listeners. I'll tell you what game I brought him. But what have we done? What have we done before?
You've done very well. You've generally won. I tried to think of something.
Sega
that's gonna be
Bass
fun.
Fishing? Was that last year?
No. Last year
that
you
was
got
birthday
me.
game.
You got me Farming Simulator,
Nice.
which to be fair is an awesome game.
Jockey Racer Simulator.
Yeah, you also got me Champion Jockey. That was the year before.
Championship Jockey.
That was actually like I had genuinely had a lot of fun with Champion Jockey.
So much
If you
detail.
get the chance, you should pick it up. It's really
So
really
much
good.
detail on that
Yeah,
game
honestly,
as well.
it's
It was insane.
like it's so deep. Like there is so much going on in that game. Just to race a horse, who would have known? I think I got you Deadly Premonition was one of them.
Deadly Premonition was one of them.
I
That
can't
was
remember what
great.
the other one. Oh no, the other one I've forgotten. I got you Tomb Raider.
You got me Tomb Raider, which I was like,
supposed to be a bad game.
This ain't a rubbish game. It's a great game. It is surprising that neither of us have ever. We've always considered the Hannah Montana game, but neither of us have ever bought it for each other because we're both waiting for one of us to do the Hannah Montana game.
Oh, there'll be one year you'll both buy it for
Yeah,
each other.
that
the
magical
same
year.
Yeah.
I imagine you hate this whole idea, Anthony. You don't like waste, do you? What's the point?
Well, no, I find it. I like joke gifts, but I appreciate that the person will just throw it away afterwards in most cases. So, plus I don't have a second half to my dynamic duo that you and James comprise.
James is kind of your dynamic duo. You and James have good banter.
James McFadden.
Yeah, the guy who does the show.
That guy.
Sorry if you've got loads of Jameses in your life.
Well, no, I mean, obviously I'm great friends with James, but I don't consider him the second half of my dynamic duo. I mean, that's a pretty hard boot to fill. Because there's only 2 boots.
Vacancies are open, though, for the other half of Anthony's
Yeah.
dynamic duo.
Right
Well,
into
you
the
know,
show.
there's-
If you
There's
want to
probably
be
quite
part
a few
of it.
candidates, but obviously the
I reckon Star Fox will be all over that.
Yeah.
Star Fox.
kid.
Oh,
You mean Steel Fox?
Our voiceover,
Steel
Steel Fox.
Star
yeah.
Fox is a
Star
SNES
Fox
game.
is the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where he got the name from. He's doing our voiceover today. Tune in later for that. See what he has to
Tune
say.
in later. Tune in. Stop listening now.
Tune in about 15 minutes
Highlight
time.
of the show.
Yeah. How's everyone's Christmas shopping going?
Done.
We all done? So am I.
Done? No
All-
way.
Yeah, I'm all done as well.
Have you heard of the internet, Mark? It's really quick and easy to do your to do your Christmas shopping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I have to go to the website. I have to look at things.
And then he
That's what it works for.
accidentally gets it delivered to my
That's
flat.
true. No, but I spend most of work. Huh? Yeah, I did get. I'd got
Gets it
something
delivered here
to
by
your flat,
accident. That's
yeah.
why he's come
Brilliant.
over.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's the only reason I'm here. It's not.
Yeah,
for this.
he's just
pick
turned up.
up a
Saying,
package.
Mark, want to be in the podcast? Yeah, sure. I've got a sad story. I was at
Great.
a pub called the Black Dove on Friday. I brought a brand new winter coat about 2 months ago. Someone nicked it in the pub.
Nicked it or you lost it?
I was in the Black Dove, you know that one at the top of St James's
I used
Street.
to live above it.
Yeah, in there, put it on the back of a chair. 10 minutes later, we were moving table. Go get my coat. Oh, it's gone.
What? Did you just put it on a random chair?
No, it was on my chair, but we got up and went to the bar, and when we came back, people had nicked our table. So we were like, was there another table? As I went over to Devon, I said to the people, was there a coat on this chair? And they're like, nah. And I know that because they weren't wearing it. And then it was gone. Gave my card at the bar in case I thought someone might have got drunk and was cold and accidentally picked up my coat or something. But nah, it's gone. So I had to go buy another coat.
What brand was it?
It was Debenhams.
Oh,
Bit fancy. I
Yeah,
like
it was
Debenhams.
fancy.
I'm starting to. I'm at that age now where Debenhams is quite nice clothes to me.
Me too.
Can't go in H&M
you want to get
anymore.
something that lasts.
Yeah.
I asked my
you know.
sister for a gift card from Debenhams for Christmas, so I'm at that age as well.
Yeah, it's good quality. Good
Yeah,
quality.
I went to Millets for my parka. I wanted
Nice.
a
Yeah.
proper coat.
Proper outdoors coat. Nice.
Yeah.
Mark still shops in Top Man.
Top Man.
10
I bought a coat from Top Man today. So
Shops where you go in and it's just like trance music and you can't you're like, card, do you want to pay by card? Yeah, please. You can't hear anything.
they've
It's
got a
awful.
personal shopping
Nice.
service now.
Have they really?
I've been thinking about
Is
it.
it a 16-year-old that looks at me and goes, whatever?
Yeah, you come up the stairs and then they basically just look at you like you shouldn't
like-
be there.
Even the mannequins are judging me in that shop. They're like, you don't belong here. Who's got some banter they want to share? Anything good going on?
Toilet cubicles.
Oh, God.
Oh, what about?
I was thinking about this today because at my workplace, the toilets have just been basically 3 toilets in a gigantic room with no cubicles. So you basically lock to the outer door and have the whole room to yourself because otherwise it's a bit of a
So
privacy
wait,
issue.
there's 3 actual toilets. There's no cubicles.
Well, they were still doing them, so they'd put the
Oh,
3
right.
toilets in, but they hadn't finished anything else.
So they hadn't
I
built the walls
see.
around.
Right, so they just put a lock on the outside door and they just let anyone who walked in use all of the toilets at once. So you could
It sounds like a really good challenge.
you could stand quite far back and do 3 different things at once if you wanted, if you require 3 toilets, but usually I wouldn't because it's a bit of an effort. But I went in there
Usually.
today.
What's the third? I don't.
Oh,
Spitting.
Okay.
you would know the third if you'd done it, so don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
When you see it, you'll know. No, but I'm in there today, and they've put all the cubicles and sinks in, right? So I'm in the cubicle, and I'm sitting there, and they've got the gaps underneath, and the gaps above, and the gaps in the door, right? So basically, cubicles are walls that don't really
Gaps in
finish.
the door, that's a glory hole. If anyone else wondering. Go on.
Cubicle walls in bathrooms are basically walls that don't finish at the top or bottom. They stop a bit early,
Yeah.
which is I've never liked. And I realised today the reason I like it is because they still allow smells and they still allow sounds, and all they really block is sight, which, if you think about it, is the least offensive sense when someone's sitting on the loo.
No,
Cause
it's the most offensive.
no, it's
Yeah,
just someone
yeah.
sitting down with their trousers down. That's not very offensive to me, whereas the smell and sound is, and I can still experience both of those with cubicles. So I want them to find whoever invented cubicles in bathrooms, take them out back, and send them a stern letter.
I wonder why the walls don't go to the ceiling.
No, it's so you can't get trapped.
I know, but I
There's
want...
someone who
who's
got
getting
locked
trapped
in
in
a
toilets?
toilet when I was a child.
Oh, I see.
And there was no, it was completely sealed in this tiny little room. No one can hear you scream.
I don't want anyone
It
to be
was
able to
me.
hear me do anything.
And
Sometimes
it's-
I am screaming when I'm sitting on the toilet, and it's not because
I
I'm trapped.
prefer a cubicle to an enclosed room.
Have you ever
And I
had?
don't poop in public.
Have you ever had it when
That's
the
how I get around
cubicle,
that problem.
when the lock is broken, so you have to do the
Oh, yeah,
old
the foot on the door.
the foot on the door in front of you? Yeah.
So it's like when you go to
Done
a
that.
pub and it's got the lock of the door never works, and they've always got that industrial size roll of toilet paper.
Huge,
so you've
yeah.
got one arm around the toilet paper, a foot on the door, and you have to try and negotiate when someone comes in and then like they're just pushing against the door, and you're pushing back with your foot, and it's awful.
Like a trapeze artist,
Yeah.
just standing in there.
Yeah,
Some
although-
sort of weird Cirque du Soleil.
I was going to
thing.
say though, like the gaps in toilet cubicles. If any of you have ever been to a cubicle in America,
Oh.
there are massive
At
gaps.
the sides.
The
Yes.
huge, the biggest
Yeah,
gaps.
in the
next to the
doors where you can like
in the
just look
doors.
in and you just
And,
see
like-
like a horror film, like an
Yeah.
eye
Yeah.
just
And like,
suddenly
it's
appear.
one of those things where when you're walking past, you can't help but just to turn your head and have a little look
Yeah.
to see what's going on. Like
And
when
you
walking
get
past
that
someone's
brief
house.
fraction of a second where you
bit of
see
eye
someone's
contact.
face just looking at you. It's like, yep, we're making eye contact while I'm doing a poop.
Yeah, that's too extreme. I don't like that. A gap at the top or a gap at the bottom, I'm fine. If it's completely enclosed, no.
Good toilet story. Good bants. Good bants.
Yeah, good band.
Classic toilet bands.
Was that anything you want to share?
No, just been ridiculously busy.
So I was telling you how I went to go see 12th Night. You're a drama
It might see
teacher.
how quickly he turned that back to himself.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm Jack.
said no.
So I'm Jack. Everyone look at me. And I want to ask you a question about 12th Night and Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I felt the comedy in it, by today's standards, and I don't know if it was back in the day, it was crap. The comedy.
Well, it depends
Because
on,
it was like-
depends
so
on the
it-
direction.
it was like
It's
the yellow
verbal humour.
It was like the Yellow Stockings. There were bits that were quite clever that were written where he was saying about the fall and
Yeah, but
take
how
her
did
away.
he do the
But
yellow
it was-
stockings? Was he very over the top?
He was
and
like
very
over the top
Ministry
and
of
running
Silly Walks with
around.
it?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah,
that's
running
how it's
around.
meant to be.
What can
But
you
I just felt like by today's standards, that would be very kind of like Big Bang Theory.
can you explain
No.
what's the deal with the yellow stockings?
So there's a character called Malvolio who's a butler and he's in love with his mistress, but he's really up his own arse. And so his mistress's uncle and his mates, they decide to play a prank on him.
Okay.
And send him a fake letter from the mistress saying, wear yellow stockings which are cross-gartered in black and show them to me and I will fall in love with you and all this. And he gets well excited and completely falls for it. And so then it's the whole point is that he's the snooty butler who's now making a fool
see.
out of himself.
Oh, God.
And she's got no idea what he's on about, and he's making all these rude jokes about her, the way she forms her C's, her U's, and her T's, which
Yeah.
are all slang for female genitalia, by the way, in
Oh.
Elizabethan joke.
I know, it's my
That's
repertoire.
You lose that in the play, and it's all just filthy knob jokes the whole time. Whilst he's
But I think
parading around in these stockings, and she thinks he's gone insane and sends him to the loony
But I
bin.
think I was
can't believe you
expecting.
didn't find that funny, Jack.
I was expecting a little bit more highbrow comedy.
No, it's
From
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare?
No, that's the thing.
By today's standards, he'd be writing for like Big Bang Theory.
No,
or
he
something.
wouldn't be writing Big Bang Theory. He'd be writing farcical comedies. Like Faulty
I was just a little bit
Towers.
surprised. I was a bit like, and people were really. I mean, don't get me wrong, people were really roaring with laughter and stuff like that. But I was just a bit like, is this? I didn't know Shakespeare was so kind of slapstick.
Yeah.
I was waiting for like Bert and Ernie to come out or something.
The reason he's so slapstick, and I've mentioned this several times on the show, Italian improvisation, Commedia dell'arte, the history of comedy, all started
Right.
in Italy. And that's where slapstick comes from, with the actual slapstick used by a character called Arlecchino. They travelled Europe. They were in London at the time Shakespeare was writing.
So
Why do
he
you think his
stole it.
comedies? Why do you think his comedies are all Italian?
Oh,
Romeo and Juliet was originally a comedy called Romeo and
blimey,
Julieta,
bit dark.
where instead of dying at the end, they get married at the
They
end
fight.
and everyone's
Oh.
happy. Shakespeare
okay.
continued
It's not very
it on.
funny.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
But
if you
that's
didn't know.
right, Twelfth Night, Malvolio, Olivia, Cesario, Orsino, they're all Italian names. He stole that from these Italian comedians.
Very kind of like the.
And it's very over the top and slapstick.
Very as well
because
like
that's their style of comedy.
I was surprised as well that storylines didn't actually tie together that much.
No, because when he saw it, it was improvised comedy.
Hmm.
They were making it up as they went along, just with these character
He
stereotypes.
didn't get it, did he? Didn't get it,
He
Shakespeare.
then, well, no, he can't speak. He couldn't speak Italian. He was guessing what they were saying from their actions.
Yeah.
That's why it's so physical. And so he then took it and then nicked the basic plot line and wrote it into his own. Nearly all of his plays, like Merchant of Venice, that's another comedy. Taking the mick out of the Jews, because a lot of people did
Blimey.
in those days.
Shakespeare
They found
sounds like a right
anti-Semitism
git.
was serious.
Just stole other
Oh, he
people's
was.
stole other people's
Oh, he
materials.
shagged around on his wife, like...
Really?
Yeah, he was high on cocaine most of the time.
I've never seen Shakespeare in Love. He wasn't a very good-looking guy either, was he?
Yeah,
Oh, I
he
don't
was-
know,
He
by-
was alright.
By those days' standards, you know.
He had money, he had an
I
earring.
wouldn't kick him out of bed. He had an earring.
He
Did
did.
that give him a bit of edge?
Yeah, it was very piratey, you see. Pirates were hot in those days because it was Sir Walter Raleigh and Francis Drake.
Oh, I see all the explorers
you know,
and stuff,
all
right?
the
Yeah,
explorers.
okay.
You've seen Blackadder the Third.
Yeah, of course.
No, not the third. The second one with
Yeah.
the Queen Elizabeth and Flashheart. They're all like that. I loved it. So Shakespeare gave off that air. Anyway, there's a quick drama history lesson
Thank
for
you. No, it was very good.
Informative.
Anyone, what's going on in people's gaming lives? Who's playing? Who?
Oh my
New
god.
Pokemon, it's amazing, but
Isn't
that's the
it
whole
a
point this
remake of the
episode.
game we're doing today?
Yeah, that's why I picked this game for
I didn't realise it was-
because it ties in with the release of the new Pokemon.
But I literally didn't realise it was an
Publicity,
upgrade
doesn't get
of this
marketing.
one. Because it's called like Omega Ruby or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and Alpha Sapphire.
Jesus.
I do-
Or as.
I do
in
feel
the
like they're
community.
stretching a little bit for the names.
Yeah. They run out of colours.
What? There's so many colours left.
I'm playing Far Cry 4,
Ooh.
which has probably one of my favourite things in a game I've ever done, where it's no matter how high a level you are, no matter how far, I don't know if I said this in the last show, how far you're going, a rhino can turn up and ruin everything. He just balls into town and goes, yeah, I'm a rhino, what's going on? And will just mess your whole plan up. You could run into this village and be like, yeah, I'm killing everyone. If a rhino rocks up, you're jumping on rocks going, oh my god, get away from me, it's a rhino. I love it.
Why are you killing everyone? I've never played
Because
a Far Cry game.
4, I think, like, if it moves, kill it.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
But
Basically.
no, there's friendly people in it, right?
There are friendly people in it, but I kill them as well. They're fun. Good fun. Run them over with my quad bike. Apart from that, I've not been playing anything new. Yesterday I did something really sad. I was watching TV and I thought, while I'm sitting watching TV, I'll just put all of my games in and make sure all of the updates have been applied.
Oh my god.
So I did. And you,
Such a Jack thing to
you
do.
laugh, but I put in my like 5 Xbox One games. I think 4 of them needed an update of a gigabyte. So I just left it running, come back, watch TV a bit more. Oh, that one's finished. Put the next one in. Fun little game. Made my own little game.
Oh, Jack.
Good fun. Good
So
fun.
exciting.
Anyone else got anything they want to share?
I built a new PC,
Oh.
Oh, you treated
Oh.
yourself. I remember, yeah.
except
Treat
I
yourself.
I kept the
yourself.
PSU from the old PC as well as the graphics card, and now the PSU
Oh,
screams
try.
a little bit whenever I play games. So I think it's
Well, it goes-
broken.
I think it's trying a bit hard.
Yeah, I think it's like the coil inside starts whining because it's getting too hot. So I should have replaced that as well at the same time. It turns out. So I have to.
Is it a beast? Do you crank the settings up to ultra max?
No, it's just like a.
Turns up to 11, Mark.
Eye blistering.
It's just a modern upgrade. Like to keep it fresh, keep it relevant.
Do you
Oh,
feel it's
man.
fresh?
Actually, the biggest upgrade to the entire thing that I'm most excited about is removable dust filters on the fans.
Oh, he does. He loves his dust.
So then
You can collect it all up at once.
He loves dust.
that's the point. I don't love the dust.
Well, he doesn't love dust, but he loves getting rid of a good bit of dust.
Yeah, so that now you can. Because before you had to go in there and unscrew the dust filters. Now you can just slide them out or pop them off the top. The dust is caked on. You pop it in the bin. You put it back. It's like something from an infomercial. That they say like
I'm sold.
it's a steam cleaner. You take out the pot, you put it in the water, you turn it on. 3 minutes, boom, your baby's sick is off the floor. You're like, wow, I'm going to buy that tomorrow. But this I actually did buy, and it is going to work.
Safe Start UK then.
I don't know who that
So
is.
if you buy one, you get one free.
That's yeah.
So I bet Hotline Miami looks incredible on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Turns out if you set the settings high enough, that game goes
I'll tell you
3D.
what, Aladdin on the Mega Drive on that emulator must look incredible.
I turned the smoothing way up.
One of the trivias I got for Pokemon Ruby was like the first game to be displayed in 1080p, and I was like, what, on a Game Boy Advance? I was like, I think the trivia for that one's a bit off. But yeah, but it's quite
Maybe it's
interesting.
downscaled after it's
No,
rendered.
it's on the
What?
it's on 3DS.
What are you looking forward to playing on your new PC? Your beast?
I'm just playing the same stuff. I wrapped up Black Ops 2 eventually.
Oh, what did you think
Oh,
of it?
okay.
Yeah, I remember we talked
Four
about this
years
last
late.
time. Yeah, no, I remember we talked about this last time I was on the show.
Well, a lot of the Call of Duty games are a long line of long linear corridors, and then there's set pieces in between. But it seems like Black Ops 2 has no set pieces, and it's just all corridors.
I'd agree with that. No, it's because you missed them all because you were looking the other way.
There weren't any. No, there weren't any. There weren't any nuclear missiles being fired off with a guy next to me shouting, "He's laying off a nuke!" Or there weren't any nuclear explosions going off in the distance with a guy going, "He's exploding a nuke!" Or there weren't any like nuclear silo factories where you walk in, it's like they're building nukes. So there was just none of that. It was just like we got to get from this place to this place. Now we got to get from this place to this place.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I missed a bit in a new Advanced Warfare where a whole building collapsed and there's loads of drama going because I was looking at a file cabinet. 'Cause I was quite impressed by a bit of paper that was hanging out of it that was flapping in the wind. And it was like all the guys going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Look at that paper!" I turned
that
around and I was like, "Where's that building gone?"
Yeah, like all the guys on your team are like, "Oh my god, look at that!" And I'm like, "What? What's going on? Where is it? Oh my god, what?" And I end up just missing it because I'm like trying to find where they're pointing.
Checking out the bump mapping on a plant. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that plant looks well realistic. I wish there was a game where occasionally a character would just stop and go, check out that pinboard. There's some interesting notices on it. Oh, yeah.
I feel like bump mapping on a plant is more interesting to us than a falling building. Buildings are falling over all the time in action,
Yeah.
but bump map plants are pretty rare.
I'm bored by things that are happening in the distance in video games. If it's up close in my face, like if I see a bug on a wall, I'm like, I'm watching where that bug's going to go for the next 2 minutes. He's like, oh man, he goes around in his own circle. He's got his own AI. Then yeah, a whole planet could explode in distance. I'm like, just keep walking. Seen this before. Show me a bug on a path. That'll do me.
That conversation has reminded me of something mega that happened over the weekend that I completely forgot about.
What's that?
Trailer for new Zelda.
Oh yeah,
Have you all watched it?
With the amazing banter.
Holy.
Love that banter.
Oh yeah. So, Mr. Miyamoto,
Yeah.
how is Star Fox? Oh, you're going to ask me right now? Like, of course he is. You scripted this.
I love that. It's all like, oh, you've caught me off guard. Oh, I don't want to talk about this now, but I will.
And here's all the information you need, and it'll be out before your game.
I'll be honest, I thought Zelda looked a little bit weak.
What?
Nah.
There was a bit where he was just like walking in the grass, and I was like,
Like, I think
It
it's
looks stunning.
definitely unfinished, man. I love
Yeah.
all parts. Like, they always focus on stuff. Like, Nintendo always focuses on really tiny little things whenever
Yeah.
they do these these previews. It's always like, look, your horse won't run into the tree. It's like, I don't care about that.
I thought that was a good idea.
I want to know about, like,
The
what's-
apples that grow, you can pick them and eat them.
Yeah. It's like, last time I came through here, there was an orchard. Oh, look at that apple. That's lovely. I want to know about the story. I want to know what you do.
No, they've got
None of that.
Save that. That's the juicy bit.
It's always, I just love what they pick to show off. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, do you know what? We really should show off the orchards this time. That's going to be a seller.
But hang on,
I'm
you
sold.
don't want to know about the story or what you do because that's the same in every
Yeah, I
Zelda
don't-
game.
No,
I
but they're
wanna-
changing it in this one, right?
Are they?
I like when
From
It's
what I
a
read
new
before.
adventure.
I
they
like
though?
when he was almost complaining about how much distance he was having to travel. He was like, how long have we been walking for now? 4 minutes. Oh, that's a long time. It's like,
No, that's what I
why are
mean.
you complaining about that? You've built the game.
Yeah, I know.
I'm waiting for Shigeru to just cut out half of it, mate. Cut out half. He goes, let's zoom out on the map. And he's like, oh, that's a big map. It's going to take you a long time to walk across it. And they were like moaning. It's like, you made it, you idiots.
that'll be some kind of inside joke. They'll have
You
some way
idiots.
of you
Yeah.
teleporting around and doing stuff like that.
It's like they showed off loads of stuff about you.
The
they showed you.
slow-mo
Yeah.
vault off the horse where you can shoot the arrow.
All of that.
That
But
looks
that's-
amazing.
Like any other company would make that into like a whole trailer just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that thing. But Nintendo's just like, oh yeah, that's just like that's another thing you can do, by
That's
the way.
as
Don't
good
worry
as the
about
apples.
it. Yeah.
Actually, like them apples.
I got
Amazing.
mocked by Anthony on Facebook for something that really excited me last night when I was in bed. They announced Grim Fandango on PS4 is coming out in about 3 weeks' time. And then they also announced Day of the Tentacle HD Remaster, which I nearly blew my lid in bed last night. It was just brilliant. It was, I can't believe it.
You
I'm
need to get PS4, Jack.
so excited. Yeah, I need to get PS4 now.
To buy versions of games you've already played.
I find it weird, yeah. This is going slight fanboyism now, right?
Right.
When Tomb Raider became the next Tomb Raider was announced as exclusive on Xbox One last year, everyone lost their minds and they were like, how could Microsoft do this? It's awful. And now we've got like Day of the Tentacle, Grim Fandango and Street Fighter 5 being like PS4 exclusive, and everyone's like, oh, why isn't Microsoft getting these exclusives? I can't believe they're not doing this.
Yeah.
Grinds my gear.
Does it annoy you? I understand, actually. Yeah, people do seem to do that. It just seems to stack them up. And no one cares when Nintendo bring out a Super Mario game. They go, oh, why is this on Xbox
yeah,
One?
yeah,
No one ever
yeah.
says that. They're like,
well, that's because they know.
they just go, I'm going to go buy a Wii U. So go buy a PS4. Go buy an Xbox One. But anyway,
Well, yeah, Wii U's a great console.
It's a great
now
console.
that there's games for it.
Yeah.
I was going to... Oh, we're running out of
Add
time on
mine for a
Banter.
year, I've still only got
There's something I want to talk to you about, but we're running out of time in Banter, and I shouldn't be bringing
You
it
need
up
to get
now.
Smash Brothers, Jack.
What's your opinion on the whole thing about games being designed, like they're complaining at the moment about people games being designed for YouTube?
Oh, right. Well, we're talking
Wait,
like...
what for?
What,
Well, no. So
For
basically, what's been
Let's
happening
Plays?
recently? I was reading today about PewDiePie, who's in Brighton, and he was saying how
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie, whatever, PewDiePie. And he's earning like 10 million a year, which I thought was insane because 10 million a year, 45% of that
Advertising.
goes to YouTube, and the other 35% goes to his label people who support himself, and he only gets like about 15%, which is like 2.5 million, which is still a lot.
Yeah.
But when you think he's the number one subscribed person on YouTube, it's not that much
Did
a
you just
year.
say that 15% of 10 million is 2.5 million?
He gets like 25% or whatever, 2.5 million or whatever. Something like that. I can't do the math. I'm not here. Anyway, what was I going to say that? But it made me interesting because I was reading a lot of game designers complaining at the moment about more and more games being made designed for YouTubers to play them and go, this is so silly. Like
Did you watch
that.
South Park last week?
I heard about it.
Last week's South Park was all about that.
But
It was amazing.
it's happening that people are making games like there's a new one that's coming out from the guys who made Surgeon Simulator called Bread, where you're a piece of bread walking around,
it's
and
all
people
that
are kind
kind
of complaining because they're saying, okay, fair enough, but you've clearly made this so YouTubers will play it and go, oh, this is so crazy. So like games like Octodad, like more and more of these kind of really zany, crazy games.
Yeah, the classic one's Goat Simulator, right?
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about it because there are more games coming out where the gameplay doesn't. It's got gameplay, but it's so wacky and crazy and wild that it doesn't really have much mechanic going through it.
There's no harm in it, though. It's creating jobs, it's getting people in the industry, it's getting people a name, it's getting them popular. The YouTubers make some money, the guys making the games are making some money. People are playing them.
I guess the only
They're
thing...
not great works of art. They're not going to spawn franchises that last decades. But if it makes someone some money and gets them a leg up, that gets them a leg up the ladder.
I think the argument is that they're playing these games because they're quick and easy to show off in a video, whereas great games they won't play because they're not as easy to make funny.
Well, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But that's a shame because it would just encourage people making more and more, basically, cheaper content for YouTube.
For every 10 rubbish games that come out that are done by YouTubers, you will get that one amazing game that you play for 200 hours.
Yeah, it's true.
You know? It's the industry.
I don't know. I just find it interesting.
I don't know. It's an interesting topic, I think. It's like... The thing is, none of these games you're going to remember in like 5... No, not even 5 years' time. Like, all these simulators. What was it like? It was like Grass Simulator.
There's a Grass Simulator.
And... Christmas Shopper Simulator. That
Christmas
just came
Shopping
out.
Simulator.
All those kind of ones. It's like, I guess... I mean, you could put forward the argument that, you know, there must be a market for this stuff. Because otherwise, you know...
Oh, I
pay
snap.
it.
Like that bread game, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it.
You're going to buy
part
it?
of the problem then, Jack.
I know, I am. I'm part of the problem. But it does interest me.
It's all that self-hatred.
I've
Stop it.
always wanted to play bread. I was very interested. I was just reading a very good article. I have to put it in the show notes if I can find it, about games being made for YouTube and game designers starting getting a bit annoyed about it. But I don't know.
I get why though. I mean, because I know there's definitely more of a trend of like, if when you're designing a game now, it's about how good it's going to look in the marketing quite a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like if it's not a marketable thing, then it won't even, like, if a feature isn't marketable, then we just won't bother with it anymore.
Don't put it in. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, is that going to translate well on YouTube or not?
Yeah.
If not, then...
Well, like, for example, a game has come out called... What's the one with the boy in the snow with the Arctic Fox?
Is it Never Alone?
Never Alone. And I would have thought that'd be a great game for YouTubers to pick up and start doing videos. None of them have been doing it because it's not funny.
Well, I guess it's not easy for them, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. Maybe we'll talk about another show, because I imagine James is listening going, I would love to talk about this topic.
Yeah, man. You could have...
Where's he from now?
India, apparently.
I'd love to talk about this topic. But we're not here to talk about that.
offensive.
If James is listening, we'll talk about that next show, because I'm sure he's got really good interest. He really wants to know about it. We're here to talk about Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Yay!
Yay!
Woo! My one Pokemon game a year, which I feel is quite restrained, to be honest.
So, before we do
Considering there's
Pokemon,
like
we've done
million.
Pokemon Snap. We haven't done Pokemon Colosseum 2, Pokemon Red and Blue.
we haven't.
Yeah, we did Pokemon Colosseum. What was
We
it
did
called?
Pokemon Stadium,
Oh, Stadium, sorry, yeah.
and we did Red and Blue. We did Red and Blue year one. We
haven't done
did
Snap?
Stadium last year. This year we're doing Ruby
Why we
Sapphire.
haven't done Blue Dungeon Mystery Team, I never know, to be honest.
That's next year.
Yeah. Let's have a quick blurb on the game from our frequent VO, Mr. Steel Fox.
Hello, welcome to Retrograde. In this episode, the Retrograde team are going to do Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire versions. Maybe Emerald, I'm not sure. But before I tell you about that, I need to tell you about my friend, the Green Troll Face. Well, the Green Troll Face is a Minecraft YouTuber that doesn't just do Minecraft. He does Happy Wheel, Go MMO, Five Nights at Freddy's, just to name a few. And it doesn't have that much subscribers, so it would be really cool to, when he hits like 60 billion YouTubers, say, hey, I was his 20th subscriber. So yeah, anyway, well, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire version, maybe Emerald, are third installments of the Pokemon series, the RPG video game. Developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo for the Game Boy Advance. The games were released in Japan late 2022 and internationally 2003, but 2005 for Emerald. The gameplay was mostly unchanged from a previous game. The main character is from an overhead, and it looks like Ethan, I think his name has white hair, but it's really a hat. The controls are largely same from the previous games. As previous games, one of the main objectives, you don't have to do that, is to catch all the Pokemon and to defeat the Elite Four. Those who do not know what the Elite Four is, you have been living under a rock. But besides that, the Elite Four is 4 trainers and a champion. Spoilers. If this is your first game, not really spoilers. As the new features such as double battles and Pokemon abilities along the 135 new Pokemon have been added. And also, not to forget, each Pokemon have their own sprites instead of the previous game, where there's only 6 sprites, I think. Not 100% sure, but pretty sure. Because the Game Boy Advance is more powerful than its predecessors. New features such as 4 players can be connected at a time. And it can do wireless now. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire received mostly positive reviews from the critics and me. And their argument in-game, especially the gameplay and graphics, most of them would complain that the fact that the gameplay has not changed since the later generations. And it's pretty much kind of like Call of Duty, where there's new Pokemon, but stuff changes, but not that much. Kinda. If you don't play Pokemon, it's kinda helps. The popularity of Pokemon has been on the decline. Games sold less than the previous generation, but they were still a commercial success. With around 16 million copies according to IGN, they were still the best games sold for the GBA. Anyway, well, now go watch the green troll face, because he did a new intro. Finish Retrograde. Anyway, goodbye!
Thanks for that, Foxy. And if you have a blog, podcast, or website that you want to promote, get in touch with us on Twitter and you could be our guest voiceover for one of our shows. Now is a good time to mention the Retrograde Shade, one of our sister podcasts on the Cycle Network, is sponsored by tweetaudio.com. So if you're thinking about buying some new headphones, head over to tweetaudio.com, or one word, where they've got all shapes and sizes of headphones. And if you use the promo code Retrograde when purchasing, you'll get 33% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty on your headphones. So
Do they have
check out tweetaudio.com.
headphones? Yeah.
I don't know, but I would buy some Fox-shaped headphones.
No, you wouldn't.
I've got
I
to
wouldn't call children Foxy either. You'll get on a list.
Oh, I was thinking more Dr. Fox.
I'm already on it. I'm trying to climb the high score tables on that list.
No!
Sorry.
You'll never beat Savile.
Do you want something even worse? Is at the moment I'm doing this thing for like work where we've got to get like a shoebox and fill it up with stuff for like disadvantaged children and stuff like that. And it's really hard to buy things for a 14 to 16-year-old. Because I was like, I'll get him some headphones. I don't know if he's going to have an iPod or something to listen to. And they're like, get him some DVDs. I'm like, I don't know if he's got a DVD player. Really hard. So I don't know what to put in the box.
Deodorant?
No 14-year-old wants deodorant.
Well,
What?
if they're a disadvantaged kid, they might not have any.
They want like...
Socks, pants.
I'm
Shoes.
going to see if I can find like a 3DS for like 40 quid or something. Just whack that in it.
Give him a shiv.
I didn't listen to the start of your story, but I think this is for like disadvantaged kids who are living in orphanages.
Give a man a fish and eat for a day. Give a man a shiv and he'll eat for...
He'll stab you.
Yeah.
He'll shank you.
He'll eat human meat for a lifetime.
Ron Swanson on Parks and Rec did a really good one. He said, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Keep the fish for yourself, you'll eat. He can learn to fish. He's a grown man, it's not that hard.
Yeah, I don't know what to put in the box.
Fishing isn't allowed.
I don't know.
No, we've done the shoebox thing at school before. You bring in a shoebox and then it's either for a boy or a girl. And you
Maybe I was
put the
buying
kind
some
of ages
shoes.
on, you fill it with toys and presents.
Yeah. I don't know. Are they in like chocolate? I was trying to think when I was 15. I don't think I wanted chocolates.
I really enjoy the fact that you did the introduction for the game, then went straight back into banter.
Sorry. Right. Pokemon Ruby Sapphire.
Paul Monahan giveaway. Thank
Avoid
you.
it for as long as possible.
Oh, the Paul Monahan giveaway! Oh my
Yeah.
god! I forgot to do the competition before we did the intro to the game.
But before the Paul Monahan giveaway, I've got some quick banter about toilet cubicles I think you guys will love.
Oh no! I'm really sorry. Let's
That's
do it
all right,
now.
it doesn't matter to the winners. They're still winners.
Bam, 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 bam. Let's
Paul
do
Monahan
it.
giveaway.
Oh my god!
Last episode, we were giving away Mashed and The Novelist.
Great game.
And you know who won it?
Ooh,
Steel Fox.
shut up!
He's getting everything from this show.
Didn't he win
right
it
now.
last week as well?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure that's like two times in a row.
I don't think he
won.
won it last week, because last week we had about 13 entries, and this week we had 4.
Oh come on! The Novelist is a
man.
great game.
I think no one cares about The Novelist.
Oh,
and no one knows
It's a
how...
really weird, creepy game.
I was
What's
I
The
was
Novelist,
a test.
Jack?
I was a tester on it. You play a ghost in a house watching a family while they sleep. Not even
Exactly.
joking. It's brilliant.
But it's like...
He was not only a
voyeur
tester.
game.
Yes,
It's a voyeur
it is.
game.
Jack was not only the tester, he was also the inspiration. But yeah, Steel Fox has won that, so...
Well done, Steel Fox.
in an attempt to get more than 4 entries next time, the next episode we're giving away Mass
Don't tell them how many entries we've had. They're all going to enter now. 4 entries. I'm in.
Good.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
entering too.
It's
Right.
very easy to win this if there's like slightly.
What are the odds of winning? There's only 4 of you.
25%.
1 in 2.
Yeah, I think it's about 75%.
75%. 75%. Go on.
Mass Effect 1 and Shatter are the prizes for next time. They're both a bit futuristic. Mass Effect 1, obviously a great game, even though the UI is a bit sloppy these days. But Shatter is fantastic breakout clone. So I really enjoyed it. Great music. It's a bit short, but you'll love every second. So
That's what she said.
that is what she said about Shatter.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Sorry.
throw the details up, or we're going to throw the details up on Twitter, because who even writes those tweets? No one knows. It's a
At
mystery.
Retrograde Show.
At Retrograde Show. Retweet that. You'll be in it to win it. Fantastic.
Should we keep up with the times and move to competition on something like Yit Yak? Or maybe Instagram? Tumblr? Put it on Tumblr?
What the hell is Yit Yak?
What the hell's Yit Yak? I'll get down
What's
with the
Yit
kids.
Yak?
I just,
It's like
Come
yo,
on.
but you yit yak 'em instead.
Yit Yak is anonymous messaging on a local area.
Oh, I'm getting all
so
those. Oh, I'll tell you
get
what
Yit
you should
Yak, and it's like 4chan, but in your local area.
put it on Pop Jam. That's what you want
That
to do.
sounds
Pop Jam as
awful.
well. Oh yeah, put
Put it
that
on
one.
Pop Jam.
Pimping
That's
your
a
own,
really good. That's a really good social.
pimping your own product,
social-
Mark. Brilliant. Great. Yeah, it's true. They've got a social media product out. Anyway, let's talk about Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire because we're well into this now. Third installment in the game
In
series.
the series, yeah.
Yep. It's Pokemon, isn't
A
it?
bit similar, isn't it?
It's a bit similar. Same old thing.
Oh, honestly, I don't.
This
It's
was
in
this was the game
It is in
first one
colour.
on the Game Boy Advance one, right?
yeah.
First-
I don't know. You're the one who looked it up?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it
It
is.
is,
I think it's the
yeah.
only ones released on Pokemon Game Boy Advance. Apart
You
from
can
like
play the
Blue.
old ones on it.
Apart from Blue, because the thing is, what they had to do to upgrade all the old games, you could transfer them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like Leaf Green and
Leaf Green and
Fire
Pokemon
Red.
Red.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the second generation titles?
that was Black.
Gold.
Oh, no, that was Gold and Silver.
Gold and Silver. They were on the Game Boy Color.
Game Boy. Gold.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were on the Game Boy Advance.
No.
You're thinking of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They were the re-releases.
No, I just
but
didn't know they
this-
released a second generation on the
But
Game Boy.
like, and this has obviously just been re-released as what's it called, like Sapphire, Ruby,
Omega
Gold.
Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
It sounds like fighter planes.
Yeah.
And just
Well,
like
no, that's because so with X and Y, they introduced Mega Evolutions.
Mega.
So now with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they're saying that Kyogre and Groudon, which are the two legendaries, that they're the original ancient Pokemon, and they have primeval evolutions. So they actually devolve. So that's
Blimey.
the whole point of the Alpha and Omega, which is the A and Z of the Greek alphabet,
Yeah.
because everything starts and ends with them.
Makes sense.
So,
why.
Lysanne, you are a Pokemon expert. Let's
Yes.
be honest.
Pokemaster. That's
Pokemaster. Sorry, yeah, should have said that. This one, what makes it stand out?
Well, that's the thing.
Nothing.
I'm not hugely partial to this release.
Why is that? That's interesting. Did the
I
well,
really don't like
The
having. I
Pokemon.
don't like
Oh.
having to surf across water, and you're constantly getting attacked by everything all the time. Caves, it's not so bad.
Oh.
The water and water Pokemon in general, I really don't like. I don't know why. And Hoenn, the whole region, it's too water based for my liking,
yeah.
and I didn't like it because of that. The secret bases thing, I think it's a waste of time. And with the new release, it's more interactive, but I still don't really get the point of it. There's some people, a load of people in the community have just gone absolutely mental over the new secret bases, and it's like there's not a huge amount of point for them.
What do you think of the dual battles they brought in for this one as well?
Yeah, the double battles.
Oh,
Has that stayed a
was that done for
staple?
the first time in this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Has that
first
stayed a
time.
staple in the?
Oh no, I love double battles and triple. They do triple battles in the new ones. They do
Oh,
rotation
blimey.
battles in the new ones.
It's like a gang war.
And there's hordes as well. You can run into hordes.
A horde, brilliant horde mode.
Well, it's like
Jeez.
5 Odysseys will jump out at you, and that's when you're really
I
glad you
kind
put
of wish-
Incinerate on your Mighty Eno, because then it just burns all of them at once.
I wish Pokemon went a little bit what's the one? Harvest Moon. Bit more resource management. Like, it'd be great to build an actual army of Pokemon who just wander around your base.
Well, they kind of do. That's you do.
But, like,
you do
all the-
set up Pokemon to live
Let me
in
ex-
your base,
let me
and
explain
other
that.
people can travel through space
Yeah.
and time and battle them.
Let me explain that a little bit better, sorry, because like, all the Pokemon games are also a very much A to B experience where you're following
Yes.
a route, going down these routes, going dun dun. That's the wrong song, but just going along. And I think it'd be nice if actually they kind of centralised a bit more and you kind of explore, kind of like a world in Zelda almost, where you do
Monster Hunter?
wander around. Yeah, I guess maybe
Yeah,
Monster Hunter is what I'm
yeah.
thinking of. But it'd just be nice to kind of have a bit more resource management. You build up. Like, I was really excited when that game got announced by, I think, some new guys who, the guys at Epic, building that game called Fortnite.
Yeah.
Where during the night you build a place to you defend your thing, and in the day you go out and do resource gathering. I don't know why I'm saying this about Pokemon, but it's just I'm a bit bored. One of the things I am bored of Pokemon is doing the whole A to B, ending up fighting the final four. Like, they've never really deviated from that storyline much, have they?
Well, no, but then that storyline doesn't. That's the intro part of the game. That's the bit of the game that you have to do to unlock it, to then be able to do all the other awesome stuff, which is breeding awesome Pokemon, hunting for shinies, things like that.
The end game.
And battling, exactly. And it's all about finding all the legendaries and trading online and
Yeah.
everything. You know, it's that aspect of the game. Everyone enjoys, you know, the story bit. It's all right. It's always the same kind of things, which is about love and friendship,
Yeah.
and saving the world and being good to the environment, and that's all lovely. But I just want to breed some awesome Pokemon, man. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I
There's-
love. I'm a breeder.
I bring up this series, not this series, the series I'm about to mention, a lot on this show. And I think that's because there's a lot to learn from Call of Duty.
Community? Oh.
No, I don't bring up Community enough. But Call of Duty obviously has some similarities in terms of how the series titles are always just
Yeah.
slight incredible.
I'm with you, Mark.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see
tell
where
us,
this is where this is
tell us
coming.
how
Tell us how
Pokemon
Call of Duty
is
and
the same
Pokemon
as
is
Call
the
of
same.
Duty.
I don't think either of you are that stupid. Stop screwing around and listen.
We are.
They're both long-running series with slight incremental improvements over the titles, and the people who buy them obviously love them and don't want them to change too much, but they want enough changes to think that their purchase is justified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually a slight graphical improvement, a slight mechanical improvement. People don't want to change that much. But I just realised after what Lysanne said that just like Call of Duty, it's not really the campaign people go nuts for, it's the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously in Pokemon, it's not so much the multiplayer as the culture people go nuts for. Whereas in Call of Duty, obviously, it's just straight multiplayer. It's the progression system and everything. So it's that end game where you really get into it and become a master rather than just, you know, play the game and complete the campaign that I think people go nuts for. And that's why the story never seems to have too much effort put into it on the Pokemon side. Obviously, Call of Duty, they try to put effort into it because they're trying to make an action film every time.
Soap.
With
Yeah.
that said, then it would be fine to change for start of the game.
I think
that's
people
not
would
what people
complain
care
because they
about.
don't like change.
Well, I mean,
Even though
you'd
that's
have
what
to
it
keep-
needs.
You'd have to keep the essence in there, which is
Yeah.
you'd have to keep the gyms.
Going
but
on an
maybe,
adventure.
I like
but
the
maybe
idea
have
of-
the gyms playable in any order as
Yeah.
opposed to having to do them in a particular
I would really
order.
like having like a central kind of location that you go out and explore
Yeah.
the region from.
That's what I think.
Well, that's how X and Y was structured. It was supposed to be like
yeah.
France. You had like your Paris in the middle, which was Lumiose City, and then you had all the different bits going off in a pentagon. And you started at one point in the pentagon, then you got to the middle, then you had to go out the other bit, and then back in, and then back out.
Quite cool.
Oh, that's
So
quite
then,
cool.
but you could only access certain parts of it as you did all the little
Oh, right,
bits.
yeah, okay.
So it wasn't completely free roaming. When it got to the end, and you could go through the whole thing, and it was really good for navigation, but because this one is really crap for navigation, it's really annoying.
This one also.
It does my head in.
This one also has my favourite start of any Pokemon game because you rock up at
I
your
hate
house.
these three starters.
You rock up. No, I mean, it's start because
Oh,
you
the
rock
start
up at your
bit.
house
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
moving van.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in the back.
Yeah.
And your mum and visitor goes, "We're here." That was a long drive, wasn't it? And the kids are, "Of course it was. I was in the back of it. I was
Yeah.
banging around with all the luggage."
Well, no,
Who was in the
and
front?"
then you have to go and save Professor Birch because he's being attacked. You have to go and save him.
Yeah,
and that's where you
Pokemon
pick your
Master,
starter.
who's getting attacked by a level 4 like rat, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Ooh!" He doesn't do that because use this starter Pokemon. Which
But-
one? And then you spend 10 minutes picking one. And he's like, "Hurry up! I'm getting attacked by a rat."
I'm an expert on Pokemon, but I don't know how to deal with this situation.
I
could never have foreseen
I have
this.
3 Pokemon and I don't know how to work them. You need
So
to do it.
I'm not going to trust him. Professor Oak's just watching with a cigarette, going, "What a loser." But
Speaking of a Pokemon,
yeah,
I think Generation 3 Pokemon
are
are the worst designed.
That's these ones, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
Out
them.
of all, maybe Generation 5 have a few that are worse, but like Love Disc
but what?
in this
Love Disc.
the worst
Love
Pokemon.
Disc is useful to harvest heart scales, though.
Oh yeah, everyone
But
knows. Come on,
To
Mark.
be fair, they're just randomised monsters.
They're useful for
No,
that,
but it's like there's no
No,
effort
no.
gone into that
No.
whatsoever, man.
Your Monday morning, Friday afternoon Pokemon theory is so true. There's one.
I forgot that theory.
There's one.
What was
for-
it?
In that, there's Monday morning Pokemon that are flipping awesome, like Pikachu and stuff.
Yep.
And then there's your Friday afternoon Pokemon.
Oh, designers, yeah.
With like Mr. Mime.
Yeah,
and
rubbish.
stuff like that.
The
Yeah,
one that was
just
the one that was
absolutely
just a
awful ones.
circle with magnets stuck on him.
Yeah, that's Klefki, which is literally a set of keys.
Well, no, there's a bit of story behind him, though, because it's supposed to be
Behind
like a
Klefki.
fairy that steals people's keys, and that's why the keys
Yeah.
are there, right? But still.
Yeah, but still rubbish.
No, I don't like the 3 starters for this.
But Mudkip.
it's... No.
Mudkip's
Mudkip-
alright.
I don't like water
Mudkip's alright.
Pokemon.
I mean, Mudkip is no Marill, but let's be honest, it's Mudkip. Although I was going to
Marill
say,
is better, yeah.
with the
So
Monday morning, Friday afternoon, I heard that Magikarp took all week, and once they'd finished,
Yeah,
it was
he
like
is.
it was like an artist pulling back his fingers from a piece of perfectly molded clay. He was like, "It's finally done.
He went out and just quit his job after that.
I
He's
can
like,
finally
guys,
see my wife and kids."
yeah, I'm done. I've made Magikarp.
And then like, his boss walked into the office afterwards and just saw the sketches. Like, my God, what has he done?
we've got our own Mickey Mouse on the cards. And then
They're going to make hats. Damn it, they're going to make hats.
the kids all went for Pikachu. And they're like, why not Magikarp? Who's the worst? So who are the other worst ones in this? Because I'm quite interested. Like, there's one on the screen now called Swablu, who looks like a bird with clouds for arms.
Swablu's alright because he evolves
Swablu.
into... He evolves into Altaria.
It's not necessarily that they're really bad. It's just a lot of them are really like generic. Like,
Yeah.
Love Disc is by far the worst.
Yeah.
What does Love Disc look like?
He's
It's
a
basically
heart.
a sideways heart
fish.
with an eye on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not good.
Volbeat is the other one I absolutely hate.
Volbeat.
Oh, and
Volbeat.
Illumies.
Oh yeah, that's the
Yeah.
other. They're the 3 worst.
The
in
2
the whole
dancing
game.
bug ones are really
These
rubbish.
poor guys, they're just rocking up.
Wormhole.
Sorry if they didn't evolve how you wanted them to look.
Well, no, it's not. Oh yeah, and loads of Pokemon in this game. Well, not loads of new ones at least.
Right.
Have no evolutions as well, which I find really weird and I don't like.
Oh, what, single evolution?
So-
yeah.
In the world of Pokemon, though, when every new game comes out, because there was one I remember you said where they started completely fresh and every single one was new, and none of the
That
old
was-
ones appeared. Was that Black?
Well, that was Black, but obviously...
Oh, no, they did that with
once you
this
got,
as well.
Yeah?
Once you
Yeah.
got to the end game, then you could get them all.
so is there
In this, you've got a Safari Zone, where you can go and get all your originals.
is there a most recent game where there's like all of them from every generation, like all
every
700?
every single one eventually...
Yeah.
You can. Well, you can't catch them all in there. You have to trade them in and trade them up.
Ugh.
They haven't released one where every single one is catchable in game because like you can't get the legendaries in every game.
To save games on Pokemon, like go for sale online or anything. Like if you would sell a game and you say, right,
Oh,
I've
yeah, I
got
bet it does.
every Pokedex, every
Well,
Pokemon with 100 level 100 in
Last year when I decided
Oh, I
to
remember
do
you
the
saying,
Living
yeah.
Pokedex quest
it. Blimey.
because I needed the legendaries from previous games, but I didn't have them. I didn't have the games. I bought the games cheap off eBay,
Yeah.
and this Pokemon Emerald came through, which had 999 Master Balls on it, as well as like all these hacked Pokemon and all these hacked legendaries.
Don't know why I giggled at that.
All these hacked Pokemon and all these hacked legendaries, and that was like half my collection right there and then done. And then I traded the additional legendaries online to get the other legendaries that I needed.
How much of an emotional tie do you guys build to your Pokemon?
My
Loads.
actual
Mark just looked at me.
my team as I'm going through the
Loads.
campaign quite a lot, and and then you get a new Pokemon and you're like, oh, I actually really want this one in my team, and you've got to look at the rest of your team. You've got to think, no, who am I going to bin off? And it is hard. I do find that hard.
Get rid of Willy Face. He was the one who always let my team down. Willy Face.
But then I have my favourites who I've got 6 IV perfect.
I always end up naming them
Shinies
one of
off.
them. Like I'm so uncreative. I even run out of rude names. I end up naming like Bird Dude, Rock Guy. Like
You're wrong. You shouldn't name them.
Yeah, naming them's for weirdos.
Yeah, who names them?
Do you know how many times I've read that story online as well? Like the classic. I don't think it ever actually happened. Where there'll be like a boy who's like, my dad passed away, and then I found his Game Boy Advance cartridge in the loft 10 years later, and he named all the Pokemon after me. But it never happened. It never happened.
They
If
were
it-
all given the same name. That's
yeah,
weird.
and I was like, if it did, your dad was a loser. Maybe you should have focused on staying alive.
The kids at Pokemon Club like naming their Pokemon with celebrity names so when they use a particular move.
Like One Direction.
Yeah, so when they use a particular move, then it'll say something funny. So it's like
Alright.
one of them has got a Pokemon with the move Swagger on it,
Clever.
and they've called it Bieber. And so when they use
BBU
swagger, it goes
swagger.
BBU swagger, and they find it hilarious.
YOLO.
They are nerds, obviously.
I would totally be
Obvious.
It's pronounced
Totes.
YOLO as well.
YOLO. Oh, is it really?
Nerd.
Damn.
you say?
You said
YOLO.
YOLO.
YOLO! Have you been saying YOLO this entire
I've
time?
been saying YOLO. People don't. Well, you know.
Everyone's been laughing.
YOLO. You do only live once. You might as well say it how I want.
You only live once.
I did say like that, didn't I?
You only live
Something
once.
I do like about this game. Going back to the game.
Thank God for you bringing
Yeah,
that up.
sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
I've only played Gen 1 and 2, so really only
even know gens.
Red and Blue. But I really like abilities in this.
Yeah.
I really like them. Like, I hope that they've carried through.
Wait, what do you mean abilities?
Oh, abilities
there's
are
like
a
the-
massive deal.
Like, they're like passive buffs, basically, for your Pokemon, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that can have... I think there's some that work in battle, and then there's some that work outside of battle as well, but I don't think I've got any of those. Like in the overworld.
Can you give me an example?
What I've
I
wanted-
can give you loads.
Just one?
Zan can give you all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, abilities are a massive thing. So yeah, some of them work outside of battle. Some Pokemon, I've got a Zigzagoon, which has got...
Zigzagoon.
Yeah, it's a
Sorry.
great name for the raccoon. I've got one of him. He's got the ability Pick Up, which means that if he's not holding an item, then just walking around or after a battle, he'll randomly pick up an item, which is a revive or a great ball or an ultra, useful stuff like that. Or there's other abilities that work in battle. For instance, I've got a Pikachu with Lightning Rod, which means that if a Pokemon of the opposing team uses an electric move, regardless of who they aim it at, it will always go to Pikachu because he's electric type. But then there's other ones, like you can get Intimidate, which is a really good one. So as soon as your Pokemon appears in battle, it intimidates
scared.
the others and it lowers their attack stat.
Oh, yeah, I saw that with Mighty.
And so that you get nearly all Pokemon have 2 regular abilities, and then they have a 3rd hidden ability, which you have to breed for specifically. And then you can also have an item, this is so how ridiculous it is now, you can also have an item called the Ability Capsule, which holds a second ability. And so then your Pokemon can have 2 abilities and you can switch between those abilities in battle. This is why I don't battle professionally.
Yeah,
is
like
because these guys, they've got all these Pokemon with these multiple abilities and items and crazy combo moves.
Is Pokemon, would
like-
you say, is it still like user friendly?
Oh yeah. Like you can
Because all that sounds like a right night.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, you only get into that if you want to get into that. I only got into that last year.
I had to look it up in order to know how it all worked. It's like Jim.
It's getting to like the complexity of like Minecraft.
Yeah,
But
like-
only if you want it to be that complicated. You can just pick it up, play it. And
Do I
then
do?
it'll
Just
end.
walk around in the grass for 4 hours?
Exactly.
The amount of different balls you can get in this game,
Yeah.
like compared to the others, is like they've added like
Pokeball,
5
Master Ball.
No, there's loads and loads of others. There's like a luxury ball.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
yeah, which
The Premier Ball.
There's so many. It's like I
Quick Ball is the best one.
Travelodge Ball.
Yeah.
Yep, they're all in there.
That's
Was there anything that this version did that never turned up in another game? That they went, that was a bad idea, shouldn't have done that.
The hot tub filled with grannies. They took the grannies out of the remake, I was really excited. I got to the hot tub and I was like, they took the grannies out.
What did they replace them or did they just take them out completely?
No, just
It's
not
an
in
empty
there.
hot
It's
tub.
just an empty hot tub, and it's like, well, that's not fun.
A Pokemon all is
Why do I
the,
want to go in this 3D hot tub?
is the
Go in there.
is the universe as well? Pokemon always set in the current time. Like they've never done
No.
they've never done one that was based in the 70s or anything like that, have they?
No, they
Why the
haven't themed
70s,
them.
Jack?
Don't know, it'd be fun. Well, I thought about like Japan and like.
Well,
he
no,
wants-
they are themed places.
Yeah, I remember that. I've heard about that.
He wants
This is
Pokemon
the
with flares.
This is the most Japanese one. This is the most Japanese one in terms of
Oh yeah.
layout and everything. Yeah,
Hmm.
and geography with the volcanoes and stuff. And then X and Y was France.
Obviously, the
They'll
first,
do one in England and they'll be too polite to fight. They'll be like, oh no, you go first. Hello.
first and second generation were obviously Game Boy games. Well, I've only just realised that the second generation was Game Boy games, but obviously Game Boy games. And so they didn't give the same impression as this, which is like it's a 16-bit SNES RPG, essentially. It's like Final Fantasy VI level
Yeah.
graphics. And the latest ones are obviously 3D, or they've been going for the 3D look for a long time, and now they're fully 3D.
They are 3D.
And that still looks like early 3D, so they're not like modern RPGs.
Are
or
you
anything,
saying how
so-
basically it's funny they've never been brought to consoles?
No, I was just... This reminds me most of something like a SNES RPG, but those SNES RPGs were still very complex, whereas just because this looks like something like Final Fantasy VI, it highlights the difference between the battle systems and how deep they are. And obviously they are very deep, but I think Final Fantasy games force their deepness on you, which sounds terrible as I say it out loud. Whereas games like this, they seem very simple and they remain very simple if you want them to on the surface.
Yeah.
So I always wish that they'd done more with a battle system that was immediately apparent and not, because a lot of it's hidden behind the surface, IVs. And
Well, they have
EVs.
the class types are quite a big thing. If you don't get your head around the class types, you're
It's
probably
essentially
not
rock
going to
paper
do very
scissors,
well.
though. It's.
Yeah, and it's hard to
in
know
its
what they
simplest
actually
form,
are.
Yeah, it is.
I don't mean this in a bad way at all, but it's essentially child friendly. And
Well, it is.
Oh yeah.
like
No,
SNES
but it is
RPGs
to start
weren't
with,
always
but then-
child friendly. They had like really serious concepts and very heavy battle systems you had to get your head around, and it was a lot of strategizing. And I feel like it's a shame they didn't go that direction with Pokemon more, given that they went in that direction with the graphics almost, because those are the kind of
they wanted to keep the kids. It's the,
Yeah.
it's the kids that buy the most merch.
oh definitely yeah, and there's
That's-
obviously that
that's what it's
consideration to
about.
make.
It's the kids that will insist on having both copies of the game just for themselves.
But I mean, I've got Kuni to tide me over for adult Pokemon games.
It's because I know obviously Pokemon is still very big, and obviously this was like I think this might have been the best-selling game on the Game Boy Advance. But is Pokemon still? It's kind of how can I explain this? So at the moment there are big things like Skylanders and obviously Mario and like Disney Infinity stuff. Is Pokemon still massive? I know it sells a lot, but it doesn't
Right,
feel like
when-
there's much presence generally around. Like for example, I don't think they've ever hit the height they're going to hit again that they did with Pikachu. Like
They haven't lost it.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. It doesn't feel
I don't
like
know.
I
The
see
thing
as
is, it's
much
not-
Pokemon around, apart from now, literally only in the games.
I do wonder,
It's the only time
I
see
do
it
wonder
anymore.
if kids play it in the same numbers.
Well, Lysanne,
or
or I
if
think
it's
Lysanne-
just,
They
is it people our age just making up the numbers?
When I went to Game on launch day on the 28th of November to buy this,
Yeah,
and the queue was out the door, and people were queuing up to buy Pokemon and collect all their copies. They had stacks of it behind, and it was like, right, which one did you order? And you had to do your slip and everything.
but like, where are they?
So that happened. But then the next day, who's the Masuda? What's his first name? Anyway, he invented the breeding mechanics. It's called the Masuda method to breed a shiny. Anyway, it's in a whole nother story.
What?
Don't
Oh
worry.
man,
He
What?
invented the breeding
whole other
mechanics.
world.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing. And he was in. I entered the competition. I didn't win. He was in London at a branch of Game
'Cause of
on
7-year-olds.
Saturday, and he started the Eon ticket relay. So the Eon ticket,
This sounds like Willy Wonka at the moment.
it is. So 6 people were chosen from around the country. This is only released in the UK. To be taken to London to meet him and to street pass him to get their Eon ticket. Then they were shuttled off to their 6 locations around the UK, where they then appeared in the game stores, and they then had to pass it on to those people. So what this Eon ticket does with this copy of Pokemon is it enables you to fly to a mystical island, so you can catch every single legendary there has ever been. So it's a big deal, but you can only get it by street passing someone that's already got it. And do you know street?
Yeah. God,
Just
we've had to
checking.
test it. Ugh.
And so I got mine on Saturday. I went to the Street Pass Brighton Club that meet at the Fortune of War on the seafront. Street Pass Brighton. They've
How
got
many
proper
members?
T-shirts. There was quite a lot actually.
I can imagine it
But
being.
do you know what? I'd literally stuck my head in, saw how busy it was, stood round the corner, opened it up. Oh look, I've street passed everyone, got the Eon
Did
ticket.
they go?
I didn't
Someone's
even
hacking
talk
us!
to
Someone's
anyone.
hacking us!
I
Get
can
I
them.
didn't
say,
talk to
like-
anyone. But they had
Were there
they
any
had a Wii U and they were
Drive
doing,
by Street Pass.
they were doing the Smash Brothers.
Were there any
Oh, that's
any hotties?
I wasn't looking.
Did you not look in?
Wait,
I don't
girls?
mean men. I mean girls, obviously.
Well, I don't
Obviously.
know. I don't
Yeah.
know
I'm
what
such a
you find
stud.
attractive.
Lysanne, why weren't you cruising the Street Pass and meet up for hotties for Jack? That's what I do whenever I go to a place.
Can I
How many
borrow
girls
your?
here that Jack
Can I borrow your
But, I mean,
3DS?
but the problem is that the Eon ticket, because it's only launched in the UK, and so it's got to spread round the whole world yet.
It will do.
I
Like
know it
like
will,
Ebola.
but it's mad, and it is a whole big thing. This launch,
Planet of the Apes.
this launch in London was huge. There were thousands of people there because Masuda was there.
I keep saying this guy's name. I don't know who he is.
I can't forget his first name, but
No, that doesn't make any difference.
No, he's a mate. He's one of the massive, big.
Is he a
developers
designer?
of Game Freak.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. No, he's a programmer. He came up with the breeding mechanics, and he came up with the special
he's
way of
God.
breeding to get.
He's the god of Pokemon,
yeah,
basically.
pretty much. He is.
Wow.
So it is massive. There are still huge worldwide events that are going on, but They're just not covered in the
But I
media.
guess it's just more my thing that is the TV show still going? Is that still on
TV show's
Saturday
still going.
mornings and
Yeah,
kids
man.
still watch it like mad?
At Pokemon Club, I put it on and
Blimey.
we watch it in school.
I love you have Pokemon Club, man.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's awesome. I made them badges.
It's probably because I'm a grown up now, as my badge says, and it means that like I don't really get influenced much anymore by Pokemon merchandise, by obviously marketing aimed at kids. So I guess they are still being really strongly influenced by Pokemon, by adverts, by media and stuff to play Pokemon. Just doesn't feel like I see as much advertising or much presence of Pokemon
It's
anymore.
not as big as it was when it
No,
first
I think
came
it's
out.
different now because there's a lot more games of the same type that are out. Well, I say like collectible kids games.
Because
now.
Skylanders
Yeah.
and Infinity now, like Amiibo's been selling like loads apparently since they came
I
out.
want loads of those. I really want them.
Go on, Anthony.
I think it's because it's not novel anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of things go through fads and then they sort of quieten down and they come back and they just go steady. Like Minecraft now is basically going steady. It's not
Yeah, it's peaked.
nut balls everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. It's going into that phase where everyone just plays it and doesn't really talk about it except amongst themselves.
It's peaked. How could you say Minecraft's not peaked, Mark?
There's so many more things you can do with Minecraft.
No, but that's the point. I mean, people aren't talking about it who don't play Minecraft as much as they were. There was a point where it exploded and was on everyone's minds, just
for
like
example,
Pokemon was.
I work at Game Studio. There are people at my work who have never heard of Minecraft.
Never heard
That's
of it.
ridiculous.
That's pathetic.
That is absolute ridiculous. Well, then that's ridiculous. I can't believe that.
Have they been in
Believe it,
games?
buddy.
How can you not have
There's
just walked
merch
into
in
any
game
shop?
stores.
I was in Sainsbury's today, not even like a big Sainsbury's,
Actually,
a Sainsbury's
no.
local,
Okay,
and they were
no.
selling
When-
Minecraft books.
When I say this, I mean as in they've never played the game.
Oh, okay, that's
Oh,
a
well,
big
that's different
difference.
to never hearing it.
Bloody hell, yeah.
They know of the game. They know of it.
Oh, so when you say they've never heard of it, you
But-
mean they've literally heard of it. They just haven't played it.
They've literally heard of it.
Yeah, okay. Because the way you made it sound is that they'd literally never heard of it. Like, they'd never heard the word Minecraft. What word did you say? Mine what? Mine bath?
I'm not.
Was that Mine blast?
That's a German bath.
German
But
bath?
yeah, I
Mine
still.
bath.
Oh, I think they're like
All
a
we
bath
need
with
to do-
mines in it. No.
All they need to do is do a licensed Minecraft, and it will.
What, Pokemon
But
Minecraft?
it is its own license. They've got Lego now.
Lego Minecraft?
No, but I mean, as in make the game, make a fully licensed version.
I'm saying
of the game.
Minecraft is its own
Absolutely.
license. You don't need to make a
No, but-
licensed version of Minecraft.
Like for example, if they made a pirate themed Minecraft where you could build your own ships, a properly official version,
Like Pirates of the
I know what you
Caribbean
mean.
Minecraft.
If they gave it a bit more
it
themage.
would go nuts. Yeah.
But you can make a
Like
pirate
Disney
ship.
Minecraft, which they kind of did with Disney Infinity, but not very
You
well.
can make a pirate ship in Minecraft. That's the point of it. It's Lego.
No, but imagine having official systems without mods, being able to create ships and go on ships and have battles and that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I actually said this. Well, I actually wrote this to Notch on Twitter and he never responded, the bastard. But my idea was to take Minecraft as essentially the framework for making RPGs. Because you see a lot of videos on YouTube where people like create Minecraft adventures and essentially leave notes for people and they have to do certain things and complete certain tasks. And I was saying,
Yeah.
why not just turn that into like a Skyrim engine where you basically create quests within a Minecraft world, build the world, and then let someone
Yeah.
loose in it, and they basically play the game.
Go from A to B and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it would be great as an RPG engine, I think, but they've obviously kept it as very freeform, and I think they're probably intentionally doing that. But
Do you want to hear some trivia?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Did anyone else have some
Pokemon.
points before I rudely interrupted there? We all good.
It's still a Pokemon game, so of course I love it. but, yeah.
This is when I'd also like to
Minecraft.
completely complain about how freaking... Because obviously, okay, Pokemon's going to have a lot of facts. So I typed into Google, Pokemon Ruby Sapphire facts. Every website I clicked on was like, you won't believe these 30 Pokemon facts, page 1 of 30.
Yeah.
And it would break down. And they're like, the first fact would be like, this game is set in a world that looks like Japan. Next fact, there are 31 Pokemon, whatever. And I'd be like, these aren't facts, these are just idiot things. Every website I went on, it really annoyed me. I'm so sick of clickbait headlines. It really does my nutting. But, along with Pokemon Emerald, these are the only Pokemon games to feature both parents of the main character.
Oh yeah, your dad's a gym leader in one of them.
Additionally, Ruby and Sapphire were the first core series games where the name of the rival can't be chosen by the player.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I hate
I
it as
normally
well.
call mine Neil.
These were the
I do. It's
These were the
hilarious.
first
Not for
Pokemon.
him.
This will excite you, Mark. The first Pokemon games to have a frame rate of 60 frames per second. Oh, smooth
I noticed that, I have to say.
My eyes. It was like having
not cinematic,
butter
though, is it?
poured
It's
in
not
my eyes.
cinematic.
It wasn't
24 frames per second is cinematic. They should keep it at that.
I thought this one was quite interesting. In the United Kingdom, there was a lot of concerns over the sort of like ethical side of it. So the Christian Power Cards game was introduced in 1999 by David Tate, who stated some people aren't happy with Pokemon and want an alternative. Others just want Christian games. The game was similar to Pokemon, but used biblical figures instead.
Ah.
Like you can catch Jesus.
When this came out in 2000,
Jesus, go!
Morrison Entertainment Group sued them. Basically, they're saying they stole the idea from their Monsters in My Pocket characters. Do you remember those? I used to love them.
Yeah.
And the judge ruled there was no infringement, so they gave up. And this really interested me. I actually read like a bit of a long paper on this. There was a guy called Joseph J. Tobin theorised that the success. This is a long one. Theorised that the success of the franchise was mainly due to the long list of names that could be learned by children and repeated in their peer groups. The rich fictional universe provided a lot of opportunities for discussions and demonstrations of knowledge in front of their peers. In all cases, the name of the creatures were linked to characteristics, which, when converged with the children's beliefs that names have symbolic powers, goes on and on and on. Children could pick their favourite Pokemon and affirm their individuality, while at the same time affirming their conformance to the values of the group, and they could distinguish themselves from other kids by asserting what they liked and what they didn't like from every chapter. Pokemon gained popularity because it provided a sense of identity to a wide variety of children, and lost it quickly when many of these children found that the identity groups were too big and searched for identities that would distinguish them into smaller groups.
See,
I know that was a lot to take in, I know, but I thought that was very clever, because he's right, there's a long list of names, you pick your favourite, so even though you're part of the club, you're still unique because you're picking your favourite Pokemon.
You've just described why autistic kids love Pokemon.
I just
It's
thought that
because
was
suddenly
really
it's
interesting.
a world that makes sense and has rules that they can converse in and socialise with. Half the kids at Pokemon Club are on the autistic spectrum.
Oh, really?
I have at school, yeah. And do you know what? It's the only time in the week they actually can socialise with other children, because they can actually talk about something.
I think
with
it's a
them and
very.
they know what they're on about.
Despite the obviously kind of like you're fighting, I can understand why people get a bit up in the air about fighting creatures. Oh, it's cruel. But actually, I think it's a very not educational, but a good game for kids to play.
It's a
healthy
really moral game. No, I think it's got really
It
good
is.
morals in it.
It is.
Don't know about
Teaches. What? It's not. It's where you're fighting.
Capture
It's talking about
creatures.
love and talking about the bond between you and your Pokemon and things
Yeah,
like
but if
that.
I went out and got a dog and stuck him in a ball and then lobbed him at other dogs and go dog, go.
Yeah, but that's
Not very
because
good.
it's not inherent with part of our world. Some people would say that it's cruel to keep rabbits in hutches.
It is.
I like that it
Okay.
teaches me that children can save the world from criminal masterminds. More children should be encouraged to save the world from criminal masterminds.
Go get them,
They
kids.
are, Anthony. Have you not seen Spy Kids, the documentary?
All that stuff. Scooby-Doo. They're
are you?
all great lessons. I think next time I see a volcano about to explode, I'm going to go up there and be like, no, and then put my dog on him. It's going to work as well, and people are going to be like, here, have this TM, you've done really well.
Let's go into the retrograde part of the show.
Yeah.
Retrograde. Lysanne, how are we going to grade this?
Types of Pokeball.
I don't know types of All right, can I make up one?
Okay.
All right. You guys
Shouldn't
go.
need to.
You guys go first.
Ruby ball.
That's not a thing.
No,
Do you not know types of ball? Should I change it?
No. I'm just going to make up a Pokeball.
Well, no, because that defeats the point.
Make up a Pokeball. I want to hear Jack's made up Pokeball.
I was going to say a square. Like a poker square. Because it's
They're
just...
called-
Would it be a Poke Cube?
They're called
Ooh.
Pokeblocks in this. You use berries to make Pokeblocks.
Oh,
And you feed
jeez.
them to your Pokemon to make them happier.
God. I mean, if it was
Should
a
I do
ball...
should
If it was a
should I do
Pokeball...
types?
it would be
so
a-
it's fire, electric, grass. Should you do types?
I have a Pokeball ready.
I've got a Pokeball ready. My Pokeball would be a Poker Cup and Ball. Because it was great. Because it was great fun. You know, ball on the string. Can I get it in the cup? Or where's it going to go? It's all over the show. But it's on a string. No matter. You're not going to lose that ball. But it's kind of just over the years. It's just. I know kids still love it. I don't know why. I'm bored of it. I've outgrown it, and it's not for me anymore. And you give me a cup and ball, do it once maybe, be all right. I'll get it in the ball. I'll get it in the cup. I don't understand the rules of the game, but it's just not for me anymore. Cup and
Fair
ball,
enough.
cup and poker ball.
Anthony?
I'm going to choose the luxury ball. One, because you just mentioned it and I didn't know it existed. But two, because it fits my thoughts on this, my overall thoughts on this game pretty well. Because I'm thinking like luxury watches, you know, they're basically the same as a regular watch. They tell the time and they do it in the same way. Maybe the movement's a bit nicer, maybe the accuracy's a bit higher, but they're essentially doing the same job as any watch you can buy for 10 quid. But this is, over the previous games, is more of a luxury upgrade because it seems very similar to me. It just looks better, plays better, it's got some more fleshed out mechanics, but basically it's a luxury version of the previous generations, just like the one after this would be of this one, or the later ones would be of previous ones. They're doing those luxury upgrades. It's the nice-to-haves, not the brand news. So that's what I'm going for.
Good.
That's a good one.
Marc or Lysanne?
Have you got? I've got mine. If you haven't got one yet,
Oh, I can go for one.
Marc's
Go on
Googling.
then.
Are you Googling Pokeballs?
I've been Googling Pokeballs.
there's so many.
Careful, make sure you spell it
There's
right.
like 50 of them now.
Oh, I know, exactly. Well,
Problem is, you Google-
They're awesome.
Can you just name some of them for me? Are they on there?
One's from
There's
this.
the Dream Ball, the
Yeah.
Heart Ball, the
Oh, why did I
Moon
ask
Ball.
Marc? You're the Google of Pokemon.
Yeah, Lever
Well,
Ball,
exactly.
Moon. Yeah, Moon.
Lever Ball?
Friend Ball.
Yeah.
Did you say lever ball?
No, Level.
Oh, right.
There's the Nest Ball,
Say lever ball.
Quick Ball, Net
Yeah.
Ball,
Think I've-
Dive Ball, Timer
I
Ball.
think I've been to that bar.
Loads. Balls everywhere.
I'm going to go
Up to
for.
our necks in balls. we
Tripping
are.
in Pokeballs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for the Repeat Ball.
I was gonna do Repeat Ball.
Pretty obvious why.
Sorry. Do you want to go?
No, it's all right.
I'll go for the Repeat Ball. Mainly because
It's pretty obvious.
yeah, well, no, this game is a lot like the ones that came before it. It works better than the ones that came before it
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But I feel at the same time, it's, for me, the point at which it started to get a bit too complex for me
Oh.
personally. And
Just like the repeat ball.
yeah. And it started adding too many things for me. So I, at this point,
Bailed
I
out.
don't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's not simple enough for my brain, reptilian brain,
Yeah.
to understand.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I was going to choose Repeat Ball for
Go on then, Zan.
similar reasons as Marc. It's not too simple for me. It is too simple for me. Sorry, but that's because I'm used to the
Hardcore mode.
hardcore mechanics behind
Yeah.
the Pokemon games,
Yeah.
which I know far too much about for someone who's going to be 30 in 6 months. So, yeah. 4 months! Crap, that's coming around quick.
Depends when we air the episode.
Pokemon.
Pokemon, yeah.
Pokemon.
That was Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Make sure to check out our Blue and Red episode from that was our third episode, I think we did.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to us then.
Yep.
Memory.
Oh, I forgot to
Magikarp.
defend Jack. So I remember listening to that episode, and everyone was having a go at you, Jack, because of the way you play the game.
They do all the time.
You do play it wrong.
I
And
don't think I had to go.
I wanted to
Yeah, you
mention.
did.
Hey,
You
there's
did
the old
cake.
woman.
You did the cake.
Oh, yeah.
There's the bath.
metaphor.
That was the bathtub with the old women in the
Yeah, yeah, the
bathtub.
hot tub.
Awesome. I'll just stay there the whole
Wait,
game.
what cake metaphor did I do?
The cake metaphor.
What cake metaphor?
Oh, maybe it was James.
Maybe it was James.
Was-
I support the leveling at the start of the game.
No,
so
yeah.
the cake metaphor that James.
Just go back and forth in the grass
James said it's like taking your favourite cake
and
and,
then
then
throwing it on
dropping
the floor
before you eat it because
and
you're
then eating
ruining
it.
it.
Yeah.
no, I like leveling up super high early in the game, so that then the rest of the game's just easy. I can do what I want, not worry about strategy.
Power. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there we go. That was the Retrograde Ruby Sapphire episode. Thank you for listening. You can find all information and links all regarding this podcast as well as our other sister podcast at psycon.net. So make sure to check it out. We're going to be back in, well, we won't be back in 2 weeks. We're going to be back soon, hopefully, with the Christmas special 2014. Woo! Big exciting one. We'll be doing, probably hope you're doing a quiz. Marc, the Quizmaster
Do we
General is going to be
invite
back.
people to send in questions?
Nah.
Yeah, definitely. The less work I do, the better. Brilliant.
Send in the questions, but
Don't tweet the questions.
if you've got
then
some,
we'll see them in
if you've got
advance.
some questions for us, yeah, send them to me in a private message. But then I'll see the answer as well. So I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't want to give him Mark's personal email address. Email
Tweet,
Mark.
Give him his
Mark.
phone number.
Tweet
Mark at yahoo.co.uk.
Mobile number and text him the.
Give out my mobile number. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on. Give them my address. They can just send in post.
Yeah.
Come
Send
round.
a self-assessed-
Come round.
Mail, mate.
What I'll do, what I'll do,
Self-addressed envelope.
I will put out a Google Drive document that only is shared with Mark, and then they can go in there and leave questions and
That's a good
answers.
idea.
And none of us are allowed to look in it. That'll do.
All right.
We won't get any questions. don't worry.
Technology.
No, that's fine.
We'll get questions like, what am I wearing? Things like that.
Still Fox will ask us
Nothing.
questions.
But yeah, so we've got the quiz coming up. Big Xmas special, which we know we all love doing, so that'd be good. But anyway, that's enough for this. That's a goodbye from me, Jack Marshall. A goodbye from Anthony Hobday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Zan Fisher.
Bye.
And goodbye from Mark Toole.
Goodbye.